This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in California. I'm here with Jessica Rice. Since 2019, she has been helping you give meaning to your work and life so you can boldly lead a life of impact and shine as your authentic self. I'm joined here with the founder, author, speaker, and coach. Jessica, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to start off a little bit about yourself. Really, the epiphany was the starting point when you were promoted to management and you realized you no longer loved what you were doing. That six-figure corporate promise that many colleges promote out there, it had not yet been attained. You were balancing work and being the mother that you envisioned was kind of a challenge. Share with us how enrolling in a coaching program provided the clarity for you to see your true passion, and that has led you here today.
Absolutely. So, as we know, when often, managers are coming up into their corporate roles, not every company has the wherewithal to provide them the leadership training that they really need, moving from an individual contributor to a leader. And so that's where I really stepped in, trying to find ways that I could be a better leader for my team and start to grow in the organization. During that time, I really found coaching to be not only wonderful and engaging for myself, I started to see the benefits that my team was experiencing as a result of me coaching them. And so, as I started to move up in my corporate role to director of engineering, I started to notice that even that coaching was moving towards other types of impact within the organization and with leadership in general. And so that's really where I started to have the bug and moved 100% full time into executive coaching and now work with Fortune 500 leaders.
Excellent. The old saying, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. That holds true in business today. How does working with a coach like yourself, who has really been there and done that, probably going to save your clients some time and energy?
Well, we don't know what we don't know. So we can't always see ourselves and the way that other people see us. And we also hold ourselves back because we have our own internal stories that we uniquely carry. So our own saboteurs, if you will. And so when you're working with a coach, what they're able to do is uniquely listen to the types of things that you're saying, how you're saying it, and then partner with you to work through the challenges that you are facing. Essentially, we all have the skills and the training and the expertise, but sometimes we can't look around the corner to see what it is that's holding us back. And so when you're working with someone, that's what starts to unlock for you is your full potential.
Absolutely. Corporations have sounding boards. We as Inc. Incorporated, we need someone to sound off as well. It is common to hear of struggling to grow a business. But what does growing a business authentically mean, and why is that important for you?
I think anything that we do authentically is incredibly important because for so long we've been taught or trained that if you go get your corporate, you get your degree and then you start moving forward, you're going to find happiness. And that's just not exactly the truth. If we're not deliberately planning what it is that we're doing, the trajectory that we're moving down, how we want to envision our lives, then we can start to move in a direction that's really not in alignment. And I know I'd experienced this for myself in my own career. It just started moving forward, for me. And I think bringing that back, being authentic in how we show up and leveraging our unique skill sets and strengths is a way that we can then shine uniquely so that we're not really having to compare ourselves with the person next to us because we each have our own individual strengths, if you will, or zone of genius that we bring to the table.
Absolutely. Moving forward with intent instead of just kind of moving forward. Probably it's safe to say that most business owners out there have great potential, but for many, it remains locked and never truly tapped into. Is this what you kind of help them unlock?
Yes, I have a few clients who are business owners as well. And when they are going out and they're having to either sell their services or, work in negotiations with other large contracts, sometimes they can feel stuck in just even how they're presenting themselves or representing their business. And they have, their own challenges, imposter syndrome, or a unique sense of self doubt that they need to then overcome. And so when you're working with businesses, it's not always just about the strategy and how you're going to implement it, but it's also those kind of finer details that we often don't really recognize and are looking for help with on how we communicate and how we show up as our best selves.
Interesting. I mean, your passion is driven by a belief that everyone deserves to live the life they truly desire. Do many sometimes use age or even circumstances as excuses? And is that a mindset that you can help them kind of overcome?
Absolutely. I think that sometimes when we reach a certain point in our lives, we start to feel like maybe it's too late or we've run our course. And in fact, that's the best time to really start thinking about how you want to make a pivot or a shift to really creating the legacy that you want, the impact that you want to leave behind. And I know legacy seems like this very lofty word, but in fact, it's really just your life's work. So when we're younger, we don't often take the time that's necessary to really thinking about our career. We're just kind of following the steps that have been outlined for us. When we start to reach, middle of our life or become more senior in our roles, that's when our, interests and our experience starts to shift and to change, and we start to think about the value that we bring differently, how we want to live our lives, the type of work-life balance that we want to cultivate, who we want to spend time with. And so it's really important that we're incorporating all of that and thinking about it so that we're doing the things that we love and not just living for a paycheck.
I think it's a perfect time for coaches. After 2020, we all stopped and realized, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Your mission is to empower individuals to take charge of their life and reach their highest ambitions. Is this done by discovering their passion or maybe even renewing their passion? Would you say passion is kind of the starting point for many?
I think so. Sometimes when I'm working with clients, they don't even fully know what that means or what their passion or purpose fully means. And so, what we'll do is dive into their past, into the things that they loved even a long time ago, and see the evolution that brought them forward to where they are now, what they've gained, how they grew, what experiences taught them. And that can be really telling in terms of the types of strengths that they inherently possess, along with what they're really good at. Sometimes we just really don't notice what we are good at because we take it for granted. And so when we start diving into what we're passionate about, there's this whole other level in terms of really considering the lives that we've led and how we've contributed to that.
So, not only looking at the passion today, but really our definition of passion, what that means, learning that again. Let's touch on, first of all, some of the ways that you're able to do this and help folks out there. The first is through community. What is Vision Creators Community? Touch on that for me a little bit.
So, the Vision Creators community is a place where whether you're a leader, entrepreneur, anyone who's looking to create something more with their life can come and be with other like minded individuals and find support within there. I think sometimes when we are starting to embark on our passions or our purpose, not everyone truly understands what it is that we're trying to create. We all have different life experiences, we're all on a different point in our journey. And so when you can come together with others who are sharing in that, you can feel less alone.
I think that's great. I mean, let's face it, we all thrive when we are in a community with others who really understand us. I mean, so will leaders, creators, and entrepreneurs, will they benefit by coming together to kind of grow and even celebrate kind of each person's unique journey, would you say?
Absolutely. I think we always have something that we can learn and share, with each other, from each other. And so then we spark and ignite other different ideas and how we can continue to grow. It's kind of like iron sharpens iron. And so when you're coming together with other leaders and entrepreneurs or creatives, and you're all embarking on similar missions, you are refining yourself at the same time.
Can you explain for us kind of the two different levels that members can be a part of, or they be part of both of them if they wanted to be?
Currently, there's two different levels in the sense that you can be a part of just the base community and get to know others and experience, weekly coaching calls and Q&A. And then there's another level where we can work together on a closer level. It's a little bit more of a tight-knit group, and it's a little bit longer of a commitment. So we're really focusing on strategy, developing a personal roadmap for yourself, and how you can actually execute, really moving forward on those big dreams and passions.
Obviously, for those people who want a one-on-one, more to strategize, obviously you're able to meet them in person as well as virtually. What do you kind of touch on with them? Where does that begin with them?
So, one on one coaching is really beneficial for people who are ready to take action and have some deeper questions around how they can improve their scenarios and work through specific challenges. I think what we'll do is dive into different types of assessments, ways that they can understand themselves to a greater level, really address the different types of saboteurs, the neuroscience, and how we start to make those mental shifts and pivot towards the life that we want to lead. So often we don't really recognize what those little things are until you start working one-on-one with someone. And while group coaching can be really beneficial for having some insights, what we're doing together is very bespoke and specific to you and your needs and how that uniquely aligns for your specific goals. And so that's where really one-on-one coaching can truly shine and kind of move you forward even more quickly.
Excellent. So really you're talking about having a cup of coffee with somebody, talking deep, can be done virtually or in person. I mean, this is really a blend of executive leadership, business, and transformational coaching. I mean, can the arsenal and tools and strategies really develop kind of a tangible roadmap for your clients? I mean, this is straight talk. There is no fluff. You get right after it. Tell me a little bit.
So we really do dive in and talk about not only, the transformation that you're going to be experiencing, and there's a lot of neuroscience behind that, and I've taken some time to study that along with executive leadership, but in there I also work with you on strategy, and I've taken, red team coaching certifications and different things to really think about how businesses and corporations break down their strategy. And then we take those concepts and we apply it to your unique plan. So whether it's really a business for yourself or just even how you want to promote yourself in your career. So it's really about finding that tangible, step by step, easy to follow process, but we're working through it together so that every single step, you don't feel alone and you know exactly what you need to do. So there's some clarity around that.
That has got to be pretty exciting for folks. So we're not talking just a roadmap, but a customized roadmap based on what they want. Be it community, business, or brand coaching, speaking. I mean, you have many ways you're able to help folks. But before we let you go, I want you to explain how the legacy launch method has really become maybe the cornerstone to your success.
So really, it derived from this idea of how we want to move forward in our lives. And I think we touched on that earlier in the sense that establishing your legacy is not about this very, what I want to say, selfish reason. It's more about what you want to leave as a service or an impact into the world. And so the legacy launch is really about how you as an individual, a leader, want to make your impact, make your mark, but in a way that is service driven and service based. And so then we really dive into all of the pieces that you bring, your experiences that you've had in your life, your expertise, knowledge, skill sets, and really incorporating all of that so it aligns really well with what it is that you want to be known for and leaving behind.
Excellent. So it starts with yourself, and it can grow out, and like they say, a pebble in a pond. It definitely affects everyone. Jessica, empowerment is the key to cultivating your greatest passions into creating your ultimate legacy. Is helping your clients unleash their inner strength, is that rewarding work for you?
It is. It's absolutely rewarding. I have found that, once I started to move in that direction for myself and really started to see how exciting it was for me, I wanted to share that with other people as well. I feel like so often we get stuck in this trap of our work or our lives, and we can fall into this negative pattern or this negative loop, and we really just don't know how to get out of that. And it really doesn't have to be that hard. Sometimes we feel like it's too late or it's just not possible or we don't have enough money. There's a million excuses that we can come up with. But the truth is that once you start to embark on that and you start to see and recognize those dreams unfolding for you again, and that life really can be exciting and that you can really do work that you love and feel passionate about, then you're unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Unlike that epiphany you had years ago, I can see you love what you do now, and that's exciting, but even more so exciting is the fact that you're able to help others do the same thing. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is her website. On the website, you can basically see all the service she provides, including a way to join the Vision Creator community. You can follow her on Instagram, where she has a Leadership Impact series. Definitely link up with her on LinkedIn as well. When you're ready to explore how you can transition and scale your impact in business and in life, reach out to the Vision Evolution Coach today. Once again, that is Jessica Rice. Empower your life and create your legacy. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.